school one year.
No, we were meant to fly.
Yes, we were meant to fly.
Meghan Markle just got straight up blacklisted. And not in some quiet or accidental way. It's loud, deliberate, and the fashion world can't stop talking about it. 3 tiny letters just detonated her polished image like a bomb. HRH. The royal title she's no longer supposed to use suddenly popped up on Aura's official social media post, tagging Meghan at Kris Jenner's ultra-exclusive bash. What was meant to be a sparkling Hollywood meets high society moment turned into a full-blown PR disaster. Aura, the luxury Italian label, proudly showed off Meghan dripping in their pieces, those sleek black tie sandals, a chic clutch, and her glittering Love Link earrings. But here's the kicker. They addressed her as Her Royal Highness like she still owned the crown. The second that title appeared, people went wild. Insiders are now whispering that the fashion industry is ready to give her a brutal wake-up call for trying to straddle the line between fame, royalty, and A-list celebrity life. And the details?
Why is she lying about this? Why? Why can't she just say, I'm so grateful to those producers who helped make me look amazing night after night and gave me my start in acting? Because it's more important to her to be a victim. The same theme of every single one of her podcasts and of her life.
They're insane. Aura didn't just drop Meghan's name once and move on. They went all in. They tagged her directly, listed every designer piece she wore, and then doubled down by reposting those same killer heels days later. There's no way this was an intern's mistake or some random fan post. This was intentional, polished, and executed to stir up buzz. Now everyone's watching to see if Meghan's glam moment just flipped into her biggest fashion fallout yet. People in the know about how luxury fashion houses move are saying this whole thing was no accident. It's screaming strategy. Every move, every post, it looks like a perfectly coordinated play. Normally, this kind of polished promo only happens when there's a behind-the-scenes deal. Meghan rocks the look. Aura gets their spotlight. But here's where it gets juicy. The timing of that post has everyone gasping. It was way too sharp, too precise, and way too perfectly executed to be some innocent coincidence. The post dropped the same night, at the same ultra-exclusive party, where Meghan and Harry reportedly checked that box saying, no photo consent. Yet somehow, all the pictures from that event mysteriously vanished from the Kardashian crew's socials within hours. Like poof, gone. Now, that exact night has officially been dubbed Photogate by the internet, and the drama's only getting messier. Here's the wild twist. Aura somehow got the green light to blast those same off-limits photos all over the internet, proudly featuring Meghan as if she were fronting a paid campaign. And according to insiders, it didn't happen behind her back. They swear it was done with her full approval.
Find successful, empowered women, reduce them to their lowest moments, and then claim to have taught a lesson about how terrible and especially sexist America is. See, I can relate too, because the evil woman at Deal or No Deal told me to suck my stomach in. The job was to be a model. If you don't want to be told to suck in your stomach at the office, go work at a bank. Get a law degree. Do something else, but don't join the beauty business and then claim you were exploited by people who didn't care for your thoughts on inflation.
One fashion insider didn't hold back, saying the hypocrisy couldn't be louder unless she wrote it in neon lights. And honestly, they're not wrong. You can't publicly claim you refused photo consent, then turn around and let a luxury label post those exact same shots like it's just business as usual. Something's off, and the industry's buzzing. This whole thing just doesn't add up. Or as everyone online keeps saying, the math ain't mathin'. Internet detectives are connecting every dot, every little clue, and the picture they're building doesn't look good for Meghan at all. The polished image she's worked so hard to control is slipping through her fingers, and that carefully curated story she's been spinning, it's starting to fall apart right in front of the whole world. What was supposed to be a genius move, getting that royal-style recognition from a top-tier Italian fashion house while keeping total control over which photos hit the web, has completely backfired. That Aura post has now become Exhibit A in what people are calling the unraveling of the Sussex brand. The label's caught in the middle of a media storm they clearly never saw coming, and Meghan's PR game is looking shakier by the day. The whole situation reads like a masterclass in celebrity image control gone totally off the rails. Meghan and Harry showed up at Kris Jenner's private party, a night that should have been low-key and forgettable. But come on, when the Kardashian crew is around, nothing stays private. That family turned their lives into a billion-dollar empire by filming and sharing every single moment. So, of course, cameras were rolling and flashes were popping for every VIP in sight. And those pictures, they didn't stay hidden, not for long. They briefly popped up on the Kardashian family's social media.
That is psychotic. That is disgusting. And the fact that it's so unmanly. That is the least manly thing I've ever seen. And his voice just absolutely gets on my nerve. What? His voice is horrible. It's so wimpy. Who allowed this man to get in there? Who's given this man tips that these people who are suffering are there?
Showing Meghan and Harry mixing it up with Hollywood's biggest names. But before anyone could even hit save, the photos vanished, deleted faster than a blink. Fans barely caught a glimpse, but that was enough to spark chaos online. And now, the whole internet's watching this royal PR meltdown unfold in real time. Then bam! People magazine jumped in almost instantly, trying to set the record straight. Their report claimed Harry and Meghan had checked the no photo consent box on the guest list form, which supposedly meant the Kardashians were just being respectful by taking everything down. The article framed it all as harmless, just a matter of privacy, nothing shady or scandalous at all. But for anyone really paying attention, that version of events felt just a little too tidy. The story tied things up with a perfect little bow, as if to say, case closed. But now that Aura's controversial post has resurfaced, it's obvious there's way more going on behind that carefully polished PR curtain. That neat privacy excuse completely falls apart once you line it up with the Aura situation. Insiders say Harry and Meghan were polite, but make no mistake. They were very firm when they demanded the Kardashian photos be wiped from social media. There was no misunderstanding, no confusion, no wiggle room whatsoever. One insider even described the exchange as professional but crystal clear. Nothing, and they mean nothing, goes online without Meghan and Harry's personal approval. Another person who's worked close to the Sussex team spilled even more, saying their operation runs like a fortress. Every single photo, shout-out, or name drop has to be cleared by their people first. No exceptions. It's controlled down to the finest detail. And now that the Aura post slipped through the cracks, everyone's wondering if the fortress finally sprung a leak.
None of you should be here. I think he means himself that he shouldn't be here because somehow Harry and Meghan have this radar of reaching out to people or finding prey, very vulnerable people. He went and inserted himself in a meeting or whatever it is that these parents who have actually lost their children to social media, and he's trying to be a victim, lie, blame, deflect.
This isn't your average celebrity privacy move. This is military-grade image control. Every appearance, every camera angle, every post is calculated, filtered, and packaged for maximum impact. So here's the million-dollar question that nobody on Team Sussex seems ready to touch. If Harry and Meghan were so strict about saying no photos at that event and even pushed the Kardashians to delete their posts, then how on earth did Aura get the all clear to blast those exact same shots everywhere online? Why was an Italian fashion house allowed to do what the most famous reality family on the planet couldn't? People watching this drama unfold are saying the same thing. Something just doesn't add up. The truth looks way more planned than the Palace of Privacy speech they keep giving the public. This wasn't about drawing boundaries. It was about controlling the story and keeping total power over the narrative. Insiders claim Meghan wanted the prestige, that luxury Italian stamp of approval. And she wanted Aura's massive audience to see her dripping in high-end glam, polished to perfection. The so-called no-photo rule is looking less like a shield from the spotlight and more like a way to own it completely. In that black tie look, styled to perfection and addressed as Her Royal Highness, Meghan looked every inch the Hollywood Duchess she's been working to become. But here's the twist that's got everyone talking. She didn't want the Kardashians shaping that story. She wasn't about to be some background guest in their reality world, playing a supporting role in their empire. Meghan wanted the spotlight all to herself, and she made sure the cameras pointed exactly where she wanted them to. Sure, the Kardashian empire may rule the internet with over 100 million followers combined, But Aura, even with a smaller reach, gave Meghan something she craves way more: prestige. We're talking about that elite European luxury vibe, the high-end fashion credibility, the elegance, and of course, that irresistible sprinkle of royal legitimacy wrapped up in 3 powerful letters: HRH. For Meghan, that kind of validation is worth way more than raw follower numbers. As one commentator joked, Meghan wants to eat her cake and have it too, and now the cake's all over her face. And honestly, they're spot on. The internet is full of receipts, screenshots, and timelines that make the contradictions impossible to ignore. Her long-built image of control and consistency is crumbling fast. And the sting isn't just about the hypocrisy, it's about what it exposes, how the Sussex brand manages truth itself. The double standard is so out there, so visible, that even some of her most loyal fans are struggling to defend it. On one side, we've got the official PR line, neatly rolled out through friendly media. Harry and Meghan just want privacy. They don't consent to photo sharing. They're only protecting their family. Sounds noble, right? But then on the other side, we've got Aura's glossy high fashion post, perfectly polished, tagged, and clearly approved, showcasing Meghan decked out in designer glam with her royal title front and center. That's not just a bad look, it's a full-blown PR meltdown. The internet's stunned, torn between 2 completely different versions of Meghan: the private Duchess who wants distance, and the high society star who still craves the royal spotlight. Let's be real. This whole contradiction blows Meghan's true motives wide open. She didn't shut down those Kris Jenner party photos out of some noble love for privacy. Not even close. She did it because she couldn't control them. She couldn't dictate how they'd be framed, who'd profit from them, or what kind of narrative they'd spin once the Kardashians posted.
You know, a known liar. And the thing is that he can't be even true or real about the pain because he really doesn't feel it. There's nothing he can communicate. Why didn't he find a group of American people, American parents? Because probably the American parents would kick his ass. And it's interesting how he's thinking, like Meghan Markle, how he stops immediately. He goes like, oh my God. Oh, but let's not forget.
When they shared, the spotlight was on their brand, their party, their influence. And Meghan was just another famous face in the frame. But when Aura posted, everything flipped. Suddenly it was all about her, Meghan's look, Meghan's style, Meghan's royal image, perfectly lit, perfectly styled, and perfectly on brand. That version of events, totally approved. The difference couldn't be clearer. One post boosted the Kardashian empire, while the other polished up the Sussex brand to perfection. And guess which one got to stay online? Only the one that made Meghan look like a headline, not a guest in someone else's world. This was never about privacy. It was about possession of the story, the power to decide who tells it and how it's told. Now let's talk about the HRH bombshell, the tiny detail that sent royal watchers into a frenzy. For years, insiders have whispered about Meghan's alleged obsession with holding on to that royal shine, even after she and Harry stepped away from palace life. Yes, she's still legally the Duchess of Sussex, but Her Royal Highness? That's a totally different story. The palace made it crystal clear when they stepped down. They would not be using HRH anymore. And yet, here comes an Italian luxury label proudly tagging her with the full royal treatment, like nothing ever changed. One royal commentator didn't hold back, saying, Meghan wants all the perks of royalty without any of the duties. And honestly, that one line might sum up the entire scandal. The glitz, the control, and the clash between image and reality. And honestly, that quote hits deep, because it nails exactly what everyone's whispering online right now. The rumor spreading fast is blunt and brutal. Every move Meghan makes is about keeping that royal glow alive, not for tradition, but for branding, even if that means bending the truth just enough to keep the sparkle shining. Sources say Meghan didn't just allow Aura's post, she chose it. Every detail, every tag, every bit of royal flair was carefully approved because it perfectly fed into her personal brand strategy. She wanted that glossy fashion credibility, that touch of regal elegance, and that visual of a woman wrapped in Italian luxury, a modern Duchess powered by designer glamour. What she didn't want was to be another celebrity blending into a Kardashian party clip, lost in a sea of influencers and reality stars. Industry insiders say that kind of pick-and-choose control reveals something deeper, a bold streak of hypocrisy right at the core of the Sussex operation. One veteran publicist who's been in the industry for over 20 years even said it's the clearest case of wanting your cake and eating it too they've ever seen. And honestly, that description couldn't be more perfect. The Sussex brand was built on breaking free from the palace's grip, doing things their own way, controlling their own story, and rejecting the old royal rules. But this time, that same obsession with control might have spun completely out of hand. Instead of protecting their image, they've exposed the exact kind of double standard they've always tried to deny. And now the internet's seeing it play out in real time. No amount of slick PR spin can make this one disappear. It's way past the point of cleanup. And here's the real kicker. Meghan clearly didn't see the storm that was about to hit. What started as a glamorous fashion moment has turned into a full-blown media meltdown, and her chosen fashion partner, Aura, is right at the center of it all. The brand that once looked like her perfect style match is now tangled in controversy they never asked for. Aura never signed up for the Kris Jenner party drama, but now it's everywhere. And it's no longer just celebrity gossip. The fallout has spilled straight into Aura's reputation. Every new headline about Photogate drags Meghan's outfit, the brand's name, and that royal title right into the chaos.
For being measured and for saying that somebody, I find that they have done wrong where they have, and where they haven't, I say they haven't. Or where there's room for doubt, I say, in my opinion, there's room for doubt. People don't have to agree with me. They can have their own opinion. But how dare they have the temerity to tell me that I don't have the right to my opinion?
What was supposed to be a glittering PR win has turned into a fashion fiasco, and the mess is only growing bigger by the hour. Every article dissecting the photo consent scandal keeps circling back to one thing, those black tie sandals. And every online thread calling out the Sussex privacy contradiction is packed with screenshots of Aura's now infamous post. What was meant to be a sleek celebrity endorsement has exploded into a PR inferno. One fashion analyst didn't sugarcoat it, calling the whole situation a textbook example of a celebrity brand partnership gone horribly wrong. The plan had seemed simple. Dress a Duchess, let her royal image sprinkle a touch of luxury magic on your brand, and watch the sales soar. Aura's goal was to make those sandals and clutches the ultimate symbols of class, elegance, and modern royal glamour. Instead, they become the centerpiece of one of the messiest image scandals the fashion world's seen in years, and everyone's watching to see who takes the fall next. But instead of luxury and prestige, the total opposite happened. Now those same products, the sandals, the clutch, the whole look, are tangled up in controversy, contradictions, and one of the messiest celebrity image disasters of the year. No marketing exec dreams of this kind of exposure. Sure, Aura's brand awareness has skyrocketed, but for all the wrong reasons. One quick scroll through the headlines tells the whole story loud and clear. For every glowing article that once praised Aura's Italian craftsmanship or Meghan's flawless fashion sense, there are 10 more ripping into the Photogate chaos. The control tactics, the mixed messages, and the glaring gap between what the Sussexes say and what they do. Fashion insiders aren't mincing words either. They're calling it every brand's worst nightmare come to life. Instead of prestige, Aura got drama. Instead of glamour, they got gossip, the kind that sticks. Now, their once exclusive name is forever tied to a royal-sized controversy that no PR team could have seen coming or contain. Every brand wants their product talked about, but not like this. Not as evidence in a public credibility trial that's got the internet watching every move. One insider close to Italy's elite fashion circles put it brutally straight. Aura is probably having some very uncomfortable board meetings right now. The exposure might be massive, but the context, absolutely catastrophic. Another industry watcher echoed the same thing. In luxury, it's all about exclusivity and aspiration. The moment a label gets dragged into tabloid chaos, both vanish in an instant. What was meant to be Meghan's high fashion power move has now turned into a PR cautionary tale, and the fashion world's taking notes. Now the Aura name is popping up next to words like scandal, controversy, and hypocrisy. That's not just bad press. That's the kind of brand damage that can take years to undo. And here's the painful truth. Aura actually did everything by the book. Their campaign was flawless on paper. A genuine global celebrity wore their designs at a glittering Hollywood party packed with A-listers. It was supposed to be a dream collaboration. They posted polished photos, tagged everything perfectly, and even boosted engagement with professional follow-ups. It was a textbook marketing win, until it suddenly exploded into a PR nightmare. The strategy wasn't the problem. The star was. The celebrity at the center of it all brought more baggage than any brand could have predicted or handled. What should have been a dazzling showcase of Italian fashion elegance has now turned into a textbook warning about what happens when celebrity partnerships go way off script. Insiders in the Italian fashion scene are whispering that Aura's top executives are in full crisis mode, holding back-to-back emergency meetings to figure out how to distance the label from this royal-sized mess. According to reports, the brand is even quietly rethinking its entire connection to the Duchess of Sussex, trying to decide whether keeping the association is worth the endless wave of drama that's come with it. What was once meant to elevate the brand's prestige has done the exact opposite, dragging Aura into a media circus that no luxury label ever wants to be part of.
Well, you're making me nervous. I want to tell you, in America, a lot of the tabloids are talking about how Harry and Meghan are experiencing difference in their interests and professional paths. Meghan focused on Hollywood, as you just mentioned, and Harry dedicating his energy to the Invictus Games. Some say that it's creating friction behind the scenes and everything's not as hunky-dory as it seems.
Now, the fallout is spiraling faster than anyone expected. Meghan's team is scrambling behind the scenes, trying to patch up the chaos that swallowed both her image and Aura's once flawless reputation. Sources say her publicists have gone into overdrive, pushing to rewrite the narrative before it cements in the headlines. But it might already be too late. Every outlet from celebrity blogs to high-fashion magazines is dissecting the situation, and the tone has turned brutal. Insiders claim Team Sussex is holding urgent crisis meetings with one goal: damage control at all costs. They're reportedly calling in PR heavyweights, drafting statements, and quietly reaching out to friendly media contacts to shift the spotlight away from the contradictions now defining Meghan's brand. But here's the twist. Every attempt to spin the story only seems to make it worse. Screenshots, archived posts, and insider leaks are flooding the internet, making it impossible to rewrite the facts. Even Aura's reps are said to be tightening their lips, refusing to comment publicly while lawyers review what went wrong. Whispers say both sides are struggling to decide who takes the fall, the brand that posted the images or the celebrity who approved them. Meanwhile, fans and critics alike are watching every move, turning what was once a glamorous PR stunt into an ongoing public spectacle. According to one crisis management expert, this is a classic case of reputation implosion. They said, once the story starts feeding itself, no statement can contain it. And right now, that's exactly what's happening. What started as a glittering red carpet opportunity has morphed into a non-stop media feeding frenzy. And Meghan's team is realizing that this time, control might be completely out of their hands. And now, here we are. The story that started with a single photo tag has exploded into one of the biggest celebrity PR meltdowns of the year. Meghan Markle's carefully built image, her relationship with the fashion elite, and even her royal shine have all been thrown into the spotlight, and not in the way she planned. What was meant to be a sleek partnership between a global duchess and a luxury brand has turned into a worldwide lesson in how fast control can slip away when image and reality don't match. Aura, once celebrated for its quiet elegance, is now stuck at the center of the media storm, fighting to protect its reputation while trying not to burn bridges with the royal-turned-celebrity who sparked it all. The fashion world's watching closely. Every designer, every PR agency, every label that's ever dreamed of dressing someone famous is now rethinking how star power can backfire. As for Meghan, this moment might mark a turning point, a wake-up call about how the public sees authenticity versus performance. Will she bounce back with a new strategy, or has this misstep permanently cracked the image she's fought to control? The internet's divided, and the story's still unfolding. But one thing's for sure, the fallout from Photogate isn't ending anytime soon. The cameras may stop flashing, the headlines may fade, but the questions about truth, control, and fame will keep echoing long after this scandal cools down. Because in today's world, every move is public, every choice leaves a digital footprint, and no amount of royal sparkle can hide the truth forever. If you want more deep dives like this, packed with the real drama behind the glamour, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Was this bad luck or a perfectly planned PR play gone wrong? Let's talk about it.